When we're gonna start a walk, we're always having her sit at all boundaries. Okay, there you are, sit, so you can see me. So every doorway, the front door, I did this exact same thing, had her sit, stepped through, she waited until I came back to hers, and then I said, okay, we passed through that boundary, I walked her to this gate, did this right now, we're also gonna do the curb, and if you want her to be extra calm, or as calm as she can be, and start with this process of her being calmer and calmer over time, do a little downstay, practice a couple minutes of a sit, of a downstay before you take her on the walk, so that she's done the downstay in your living room or someplace like that, put her on the leash, have her sit at the door, have her sit at the gate, have her sit at the curb. I'm gonna even add a little sit stay, and this is the beginning of the walk. We just started the walk. You want her to start the walk like this every day. If you let her just get all excited and pull you out onto the street every day, you'll never have a calm walk with her, and the first distraction that she sees, she's gonna go after it, because she's already at that breaking point. She's right below that breaking point. She sees a skateboard, over the top. No, so she popped up. There's a person over there that she saw. See, I said no, and I just pulled up on the leash a little bit. I'll do one more of these to start on the right foot. Usually I wouldn't be talking a lot, I'd just be doing it. So she's waiting extra long this time. Okay, we're actually not gonna start the walk until I go over to the other side. But see how I'm even calmly walking her across the street? If you're on a quiet street, like we are, you'll have the luxury of making sure she's walking on a loose leash. See, if she goes ahead, you just tap her and she comes right back. We're using this little tiny training collar. Obviously it's not causing her pain, but if you do it, if you handle her the way that I'm handling her, it's really a great tool to use for a dog that pulls like crazy. Sit, and then here, she sits, and then I say go, tap her chest and say go, and she's free. You get to start the walk like this. And every day that you do that, you go through that process, it probably would take you all of probably 5 minutes if you do the downstay first, and then you do doorway, gateway, curb, walk her down the street a little ways or across the street, have her sit on the sidewalk on the other side of the street. You start the walk like this, then you get to start the walk with her. Let's say this is the breaking point. Instead of starting right here, seeing a skateboard and going over the top, then you get to start down here. She sees a skateboard. She's easy to call away, call to come back to you if you do see that, or another dog, or whatever the distraction is. So now we'll show you what she's going to be like when she encounters a skateboard. Come. Good. See how she's interested in the skateboard? But she also wants to come back to me. See, I don't even have a treat right now. Come. Good girl, but I didn't have a treat. Hey, look at this. Good. But I just want to illustrate, if you don't have a treat and you get surprised like this, see how she's looking? Come. Let's call her back to you. Good. Even without a treat, then you have time to reach in there, give her a treat. But in an emergency, you got to pretend like you have something, because you don't have time to grab a treat, or maybe even you're out there and you ran out of treats or something. But see how she's really interested, but she's not pulling. Keep coming. Come. And this is not a real noisy skateboard. A lot of times, good, they drop the skateboard. Come. Good. So that was really tough for her. But did you see what I did? She keep going past. There you go. That was loud. Come. Somebody, a human, has to do this. The person holding the leash has to do this for a while. She's obviously practiced this a lot. And so this pattern is here, where she sees a skateboard and she gets excited, but you see how I'm having a different result. Keep coming. Just keep doing it. Going back and forth. Come. See, the guy is like right on top of this, but I just use the come command and she turns away and comes my way. But also, see how the leash is always loose? If you can watch how this is working. Here he comes again. Come. Good. At first, the first few times I did it, she would go to the end of the leash, and I would see how I tapped it, and then and I didn't even say the C-O-M-E word this time. Good. Good. See, once you practice it a few times, she'd rather pay attention to you. I'm just using turkey hot dogs. Organic turkey hot dogs. Whole Foods. It's my Whole Foods plug. Very healthy. Good, good, good girl. She's starting to make the right choice because I gave her something better to do in this situation. She's practiced this. How many dozens, hundreds of times has she practiced going after skateboarders in the last few years? Come. Good. So you have to keep doing this, which means you have to be really aware of your surroundings, and your walks with her are your opportunity to practice and change her, because every day somebody does this, calls her away. Every day she gets a little bit farther away from the old Stella that used to just go nuts and was uncontrollable around a skateboard. Keep doing it. We're right on top of that skateboarder right now. Come. Good, and I waited extra time to call her back to me because I wanted you to see how close he was. But if you practice this stuff, all roads will lead back to you. See how I just draw her away with this target? Good. So you draw her away and you don't give her the treat, whatever you're using. In this case, it's a hot dog. You want to use a high value reward. You want to use a special reward for the special distraction. When you have a dog that's aggressive with something, that loses their mind over something, you're going to have to use a high value reward if you want to change that behavior quickly. And you can see we've only been doing this for a couple weeks now, and you can see how quickly it can start to change if you just practice it the right way. So make sure that you're always aware on the street. Make sure you follow these rules. One more time, okay? Come. Good. And then one last thing. Don't let them get that close. I'm just illustrating how good she could be quickly if you practice this way, but of course, nobody's gonna have the practice I have doing this. So when you see the skateboard from a long ways away, and there's another distraction, you don't have to show it, but see how she's looking at it? Come. Just call her away. If she's looking at something, call her before she gets excited. Call her away, and I'm gonna wait that there's a person that's gonna walk right past us or up to us. And I'm just gonna wait till that happens right now, and then we'll be finished. And he's gonna be carrying some stuff. You can see how interested she is in whatever this is that's coming. So see how she's interested? Come. Call her away from any distraction. Good, very good. Do you want to go this way? Yeah, sure. Come. Good. So one more thing before we finish. A distraction is a distraction is a distraction. She just is super friendly. But if she's interested in something, it doesn't matter if she's friendly or she wants to bite it. Come. Call her away from it. Good. And every time you get a repetition of calling her away from something that she's interested in, no matter what her intentions are, you're helping your cause. Her recall just gets better because you're practicing calling her away from something. Come. See how she's staring at something? Good. I don't even know what that was. Something way down the street. Anytime you see her, good girl. If she just turns back to you, love her up. Good. You'll just see she starts coming back to you all the time. Make sure that whenever she comes back to check in with you, which she might in a second. Good girl. And it just happens more and more and more and more. And pretty soon, instead of being pulled around and something that she guards, just an object that she guards on the street, anything comes close to you, dogs, skateboards, people, she just pulls you around. Instead of that, you become the center of the universe and she starts coming back to you. Come. Good. So the walk's over. The walk, so to speak, is over. Have her sit at the curb. No. And be prepared, because of the way she gets out on the street, She may be excited and lose focus and pop up. Make sure that keep her honest, make sure she does it the right way. See, I walked around both ways. This takes a lot of focus. She has to focus and be calm to do this with me. Okay, we're gonna go over here and follow me over here. So this is the end of the walk after all the practicing. If she starts to pull you at all, just tap on that leash. We're gonna go here, so you're gonna have to keep coming. We got a camera person following us, which she's interested in, of course. Sit, see how I just do a little sits? I do that little body thing, turn into her, do that little, it's like a circle, except for she's walking with me. I'm not walking around her. Nope, she pops up. She's distracted by the person standing there pointing a camera at us. But see how she makes a mistake? I reset her with that little turn where I step into her. Everything's the same on the way in as it was on the way out. Okay, and we have finished our walk. Sit. We're always having Stella sit. Okay, a little bit closer to the doorway here. Sit, and you can see, I just want to illustrate how we're doing this every day, what I've been doing. He's already waiting out here. Vlad is already waiting out here. Okay, she sits at the doorway. See, we're starting the walk in the same way every day. Same way every day. And then now, I'm going to follow you out. So Vlad goes out, and I follow you. And just have Vlad sit, okay? Okay. And just go, then just go. Okay. Have Vlad sit one more time. And then just go. Okay. Sit. I am being more strict with Stella because I see Stella as the wild card here, so I'm making sure she stays really calm. Plus she's already had some training. Okay. And I'm just giving her, sit. I just gave her a little tune-up here. Nope. And see how she really wants to come out this last gate because it's what leads to the street and everything else. So you really need to be doing these things if you want her to start behaving differently on the street and being manageable and calming down a bit. Okay. And also calming down around Vlad as well. So now you can come out and we're going to start a little walk. Let's go that way first and you just follow us, okay? So even now, when she gets close to him, I'm saying, come. I'm just doing this. This is the day that we're actually taking them back to their home. We had a couple weeks or so to do this, and every day we've done the same thing. Come. So I'm just being extra super careful for the video so you can see exactly what we've been doing, and I think when they come back to you, you do exactly this. So she's behind Vlad. Keep going. Walk to the end of the cement there. And if so you're behind Vlad, come. Good, and you're just doing this desensitization exercise, which is calling her away from him if she even is just looking at him, come, or facing him even. Good. We're just treating Vlad as if he was a skateboard or some other distraction. So now let's cross here, so have Vlad sit there. We're gonna cross the street. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, I said okay to her. All right, so we had Vlad sit here, Stella sit. See this, all this structure, step out, and then okay, and we're gonna go this way, okay? And then over here, we'll release them. Sit, and just have Vlad sit. And then go. And you know what we're going to do here? I'm going to do, why don't you back off just a little bit, and I'm going to do a downstay with Stella. Sorry, the dog isn't on the side of the camera, that's okay. Sit. And then I'm going to cross the street. Okay. Go back in there. I'm going to follow you in. Okay, you go first. Sit. And then we'll continue the video inside, so just follow us in. Okay. Sit. Okay, come on in. Keep filming. So we're in here now. And I'll just do a little thing here, just like what we did out there. Down. Good. Walk Vlad around. All the way around here. We started out doing this with Stella on the station mat, on the training mat, and now I can just do it. I can just do it without the mat. Okay, or I have been doing it without the mat. Sit. So the whole idea of this is that she's taking commands from you. Her brain is engaged, doing something, literally working for you, doing sit stays and down stays, and it keeps her calm. It keeps her brain from getting overstimulated. Good, because her brain is engaged and she's actually doing something with you, and she can't possibly get excited and get out of control with Vlad because she's working for you, which also means that there's somebody dominant here. If she's working for you like this, then you're dominant, and if there's somebody dominant here, she's way less likely to get crazy. Nope. She pops up. Just reset her. She's way less likely to get crazy if you're telling her what to do. So that's why we're doing all this stuff. Now I'm going to release her, go, and we're going to drop the leash. This is the first time we've done this. Go ahead and drop the leash. Drop the leash. Take it off and drop the leash. There you go. And the first time that they've actually just been free to do whatever they want. We saved this occasion for the last day here. They've been together, fully immersed in everything for... Come! Rough play. Come. Good. So it's some very rough play with Stella. So I wanted you to see, after all of that work, come. I'm going to keep calling her back to me. Come on. Good. If the leashes are tangled up temporarily, just follow through. The worst thing to do is to stop everything and go over and untangle the leashes and mess with the dogs. It's better just to carry through. The leash will come off as she comes towards you. If they're in the midst of grappling or whatever, and you go in there and you're messing with the dog, it could trigger her to get worse, and a fight might start. So when you do something like that, I don't know if you could even see it, but the leash was wrapped around her leg. So did you see what I just did? She made a mad rush for him. All I did was I allowed her to go to the end of this leash, and really the little prong collar did the work. She went to the end of the leash, it closed like that, and she went like that, and she came back my way. I didn't correct, I didn't pull, I just let her go to the end of the leash. I didn't let her drag me anywhere, and that's all you have to do. So I'm glad we have this on film so you can see. And she'll just stop immediately, and if you add the come command to that, she'll almost always respond to that. You saw her not respond there, and if I was going to have them longer, I'd be practicing on that recall with we're playing with him. So drop him again, drop the leash, we'll drop her leash, and let me just practice the come command coming away from him. Good. Don't you want to go play? Good girl, good girl. You guys want to play, don't you? Come! So when it comes to Vlad and actual contact, Vlad's way harder to call her away from than a skateboard. Let's do it again. This time I'm not going to let go of the leash. Let go, yeah. Come. Good. Here you go, Vlad. That's just because. Come. Good. So this is something you could do. I think that you should not just let them be together when they first come back to you. You still need to do the stuff that I'm doing, because you see what happens when they're just loose and free. Good. But we're 2/3 of the way in our project here. They can be together. It's not her attacking him or vice versa. He's just a puppy. But come. Good. If you call them together, make sure that you got a hand on either side, because you never want to have the hands like that, because they could start a fight over, they're that far away, they could fight over the treat. So let's try that again. The two dogs together, come! Now she's starting to respond. And always do this with the treats. If you're doing two-handed rewards, reward them or give them those treats as far apart as possible. And it would be great to have one person per dog, so we're going to do that now, okay? So we're going to call them to come to us at the same moment, okay? Come. Good, great little exercise to do. Come. As soon as they get close to each other, call them to come away from each other. Do it again. Come. Good. So you go there now and I'll be here. No treats. Now she won't even look at him, because she knows if she looks at him that I'm going to call her to come, so she just wants that treat. Why don't you, call Vlad to come to you. Come. Good. Okay, let's drop the leashes again. Let's drop the leash. Nope. Do you want to play? And by the way, don't take the leashes off yet. Don't take the leashes off for a while until they're okay with each other, because you need that leash at first. They can be free, but you need them to have the leashes on so that you can step on the leash and break them apart, or grab the leash so that you can call them, finish a recall in case they don't respond. So you see, if you do these structured exercises with them, once the heat of the moment's over with, they get a little bit better with each other. Come! But you see what happens with her is she just gets out of control. She has no, good. She has no self-control when it comes to being with another dog. I don't think she's had a lot of play dates with other dogs, and I think that she likes Vlad. I think that she just wasn't properly socialized from day one, and you probably had to keep her away from most dogs because she's just too much for most dogs. But I do think that if you continue to do these things that I'm going to show you when I come to your house as well, we're going to set it all up at your house exactly how I have it set at my house. If you continue to do it this way, they'll get better and better. And at least you can have them together when they're on leashes from day one, and all the other things that we've been doing as well. But the project still needs work, as you can see.